Hello, my name is Dubs, and I'm going to show you how to set up a Smash 4 3DS stream. I'm going to assume you've already installed OBS. Go ahead and open up OBS, and the first thing you want to do is either create a new scene or rename an existing scene. This scene's already created, so we're going to go ahead and just rename that to Smash 3DS. Once you have your scene renamed and created, we'll go ahead and preview the stream. You should see a black screen. The first source we're going to add is going to be the overlay image. So to add that, we will right click in sources, hover over add, and select image. We'll name this one overlay. This will actually bring up another window. You press browse and then navigate to where you have the overlays located on your computer. I have 4 different variations that you can pick from. Go ahead and look at them ahead of time and then select whichever one you want to use. For this one, we're going to use overlay.png though. Go ahead and add that, click OK, and you'll see it pop into your scene. The next thing we're going to add is actually going to be the background. So we'll do the same process for the background and navigate to the background, select the one we want to use. I have 2 variations, you can pick one. Go ahead and select it, click OK, it'll add it to your scene. If you notice though, the background is actually on top of the overlay. We need to move that back. The long way you can do it is you can actually right click the background source and you can change the order this way, or you can use hotkeys. The hotkey to move it up or down a layer is actually Control up arrow and Control down arrow. So now that we have the background where we want it below the overlay, we're going to go ahead and add the webcam. The important thing about adding your webcam, you don't want to add it directly to the scene, because if you have multiple scenes, every time you change scene, it'll have to reinitialize your webcam. If you only have one scene, it's not a big deal. You can just do add video capture device, go ahead and name it webcam, select your webcam, select your resolution. I'm going to go ahead and turn mine down to 960 by 720, which is a 4:3 aspect ratio. Click OK, and you should see it added to the scene. Hey guys, how you doing? We're not going to do it that way. We're actually going to set up another way. We're going to be using global sources. So to add that webcam as a global source, you'll click global sources, then you'll click add video capture device, name this webcam. We'll go ahead and set these settings. I'm going to copy the settings I had before, click OK again. It doesn't add it to the scene yet though. To add a global source, once you've created it, right click, add global source, and then select the global source you just created, so webcam. The advantage to using a global source over a normal source is the global source will actually save all of your settings so that you can add it to multiple scenes. Also, it keeps it loaded in the RAM so that every time you change scenes, it doesn't have to reinitialize. So overall, it's a little bit better for just making your stream look better and transitions and whatnot. So now that we have myself added on the webcam, we have the overlay, we have the background, the next thing we'll do is we'll actually add the scrolling text. So to add scrolling text, we're also going to add that as a global source. So we'll go to global sources, click add text. We'll go ahead and name this one donators. I'm just going to leave Arial font. Go ahead and set the font color to black. I'm going to put some random text and we'll leave it at that for now. And then click OK. Now let's actually add that into the scene. Donators. Add that in, and we see the donators are right here. So the next thing we want to do is actually make this scrolling. So I'm going to place this roughly where it needs to go, and then I'm going to right click donators and click properties, and this actually brings up the settings window again, so we can change the properties for the donators. So this text probably needs to be a little bit smaller. Never resize text using the red bounding box you see in your scene editor. Always adjust the font size. That will ensure that your text looks crisper and doesn't get distorted on your stream. So I'm going to lower it down to about 35 font. We need to make the text scroll, so this scroll speed right here, we'll go ahead and set to 45. And if you notice, the scrolling is actually kind of cut off right there. So a way that we can actually stretch that out and ensure that it fills this entire box is by using custom text extents. So go ahead and check that box, and it made it even shorter. So this size, you have the width here, and then you have the vertical height there. So we'll go ahead and crank up the width because that's what we need. We'll just keep it going, keep it going. You see that green box expanding out? That's actually the width of the scrolling. And as we expand it out, you'll see it gets wider and wider and wider. And I'm going to be very, very picky with this and get it right down to the pixel. So there we go. And you can adjust this vertical height. It doesn't really make that much of a difference since it's not scrolling vertically at all. It's only going horizontal. I went ahead and cranked it down to about 38. That's fine. So once we have the custom text extents, the scroll speed, and the font size appropriately, and you can change your font if you want to. I'll leave that up to you though. Go ahead and click OK, and we can go ahead and drag this around and go ahead and center it so that it's scrolling nice and center. A good way to fine-tune your text or any object that you're editing is drag it around a little bit, get it in a rough position, then use the arrow keys to move it pixel by pixel so you can get it in that perfect spot. So now that we have that there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to add anything for the now playing. It's the same process. Now we need to go ahead and start adding the 3DS. So I've got my Capture 3DS that I ordered from Katsukitty. I'm going to assume you already have that installed, set up. Yeah, let's not get into all that detail. So I have it up, couple CPUs battling. You can actually capture this as is if you want to, and if we did that it would look something like this, and it doesn't look too pretty. And to get the bottom screen where it needs to go, you have to size it down and crop it. That's way too much work. So I'm going to show you a cool little trick. If you're in the Katsukitty capture software, go ahead and hit F4, and it'll actually split your top screen and bottom screen in two separate windows. So now that you have two separate windows, we can actually do window captures on both of those. So go ahead and go into your global sources again, click Add Window Capture, and we'll go ahead and name this one Top Screen. And then you should see two of these and any other windows that you have open. So I'm going to go ahead and select this top one. This longer one is actually going to be the top screen, and this one that just says, inline diff signal viewer is usually the bottom screen. So I'm going to go ahead and select the top screen and then uncheck Capture Mouse Cursor and click OK. And I'm going to repeat the process for the bot screen, except I'm going to select the bottom screen and then uncheck Mouse Cursor and click OK. So now we have both of those loaded in our global sources, and we'll go ahead and add those to the scene. So right click, Add Global Source, then Add Top Screen, and there's our top screen right there. And then right click, Add Global Sources, and then Bot Screen. And then we have our bottom screen, and now they're separate sources. We can resize them as needed and everything. So I'm going to go ahead, move this down, fine tune it using the arrow keys, and then size it down so that it fits in the box. Get it nice and snug there. And then I'm going to click down here on the bot screen source and then control down arrow so that it's actually below the overlay source. Make sure the overlay is on top of all of your video sources here. And then for the top screen, I'm going to do something very similar where I place it and then size it up. This overlay actually, just for space and whatnot, will cut off just a tiny smidge of the screen. I did that on purpose, so just be aware of that. And then once I have it placed kind of roughly where I want it, I'll actually move it under the overlay, and then you can fine tune it more if you want. You could size it down a little more, right about there, and there we go. So there's your very basic Smash 3DS stream. I have included the Photoshop template if you want to edit and add things to it. The template has all the text templates and everything. I don't have the fonts, so good luck getting those. They cost $500. And yeah, so good luck with this. I hope it helps you with your Smash stream, and I hope it can improve the quality of your stream. And if this video helped you set up your Smash stream, how about you hit that like button? And might as well hit the subscribe button too while you're at it, right? I think so. And might as well even check the description. We have links to our Facebook, Twitter, and our Twitch page, where we stream monthly Smash tournaments. Thanks for watching HASL TV.